Alright, so if you guys are looking at best Android smartphones in February 2025 under the £300, so today's video is specially for you. Without wasting time, let's start the video. Hi everyone, this is Janak and welcome back to my new video, and today I will give you a top 5 best smartphones under £300. Alright, so number 5, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A55, which was a 2024 model from the Samsung, which was their launch in last year, which was in March 2024. I know it's still a 1-year-old model, but still you will get a very good offer nowadays, because the phone was selling for £500, but now you will get it under £300. If I can talk about the specifications for the Samsung Galaxy A55, so you will get a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED Full HD display with 1000 nits of brightness, also give you HDR10 plus support as well. If I can talk about the build material for Samsung Galaxy A55, so you will get a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protections, and it's also coming with a aluminium frame. Also it's a IP67, so it's a water and dust resistance as well. If I can talk about the processor for the Samsung Galaxy A55, so it was a Samsung ON processor, which was a Exynos 1480, which was based on 4nm processor, and it's coming with a 6GB RAM 128GB, and it goes up to 12GB RAM 256GB variant. Also you will see 3 cameras on the back side, which was a 50 megapixel wide angle lens, 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, and it's also 5 megapixels micro lens as well. It's also supporting a 4K 30 frames per second, and it's also supporting a full HD up to 60 frames per second. The front camera for the Samsung Galaxy A55 is 32 megapixels and is also supporting a 4K 30 frames per second, and is also supporting a 1080p was in 60 frames per second. It's coming with a 5000 mAh battery and is supporting a 25-watt wire charger as well. So it can take up to 2 days, depends on how you are using the phone. Alright, so let's talk about the price for Samsung Galaxy A55. So the price will be a bit fluctuate if I can talk about. So you will get it between £250 to £300, depends on which websites that you are buying from. Alright, so number 4, you will get a Motorola H50 Fusion. It's also a last year model, but it's an amazing smartphone. If I can talk about the specifications for H50 Fusion, so you will get a 6.7-inch OLED display with 120 Hz refresh rate, and it's also give you a 1600 nits of brightness, and it's also a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protections as well on the display. If I can talk about the camera, so the camera you will get 2 cameras, which was a 50 megapixel wide angle lens and 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. This camera is supporting a 4K 30 frames per second. The front camera is also a 32 megapixels for the Motorola, and is also supporting a 4K 30 frames per second as well. The processor for the Motorola H50, if I can talk about the processor, so the processor for the H50 Fusion is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 7H Gen 2, which was based on 4nm processor, and is also coming with a 8GB RAM 128GB, and it goes up to 12GB RAM 256GB variant as well. The battery for a Motorola, so you will get a 5000 mAh battery with 68-watt wire charging as well. If I can talk about the price for the Motorola H50 Fusion, so you will get a £279 from the Argos, which was a very good price. Alright, so let's talk about the number 3. So number 3, you will get a Xiaomi Poco X7 Pro, which was a recently launched from Poco. So the specifications for Poco X7 Pro, so you will get a display 6.7-inch AMOLED display. It's also coming with a HDR10 plus supporting, and it's also coming with a 120 Hz refresh rate with 1400 nits of brightness. The glass protections, if I can say, is coming a Corning Gorilla Glass 7i, which was a very good protections, and you will get a plastic back cover. The camera for Poco X7 Pro, so you will get a 50 and 8 megapixels on the back sides, and the front you will get a 20 megapixels. The back side you will get a 4K 60 frames per second support, and the front you will get only 1080p Full HD support. So the processor for Poco X7 Pro, so you will get a MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultra processor, which was based on 4nm, and you will get a 8GB RAM 256GB variant, and it goes up to 12GB RAM 512GB variants. It's also give you a UFS 4 storage, so the storage speed is very fast as well. So the battery for Poco X7 Pro, so you will get a 6000 mAh battery with a 90-watt wire charging, so it's like roughly in 42 minutes you will get a full charge your phone. The price for the Poco X7 Pro, which was showing at the moment in UK, is at £269 in different websites, so just go and check it out. Alright, so number two, you will get a Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 Pro, which was a recently launched from the Xiaomi. So if I can talk about the specifications for Redmi Note 14 Pro, so you will get a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with also 120 Hz refresh rate, which was amazing, and it give you HDR10 plus support with a 3000 nits of peak brightness as well. So protection for the Redmi Note 14 Pro, which was a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and back is also Corning Gorilla Glass i7. It's an aluminum frame, and you will get a vegan leather variant as well. It's also supporting a IP68 dust and water resistance, so it's amazing for that. So if I can talk about the cameras for Redmi Note 14 Pro, so you will get a 3 camera setup, which was a 200 megapixels, 8 megapixels and 2 megapixels as well, and the front you will get a 20 megapixels as well. So if I can talk about the video quality from the back camera, so you will get a 4K 30 frames per second, and the front you will get a 1080p 60 frames per second as well. It's coming with a MediaTek Dimensity 7300 processor, which was based on a 4 nanometer, and it's give you up to 8GB RAM 256GB, and it's go up to 12GB RAM 512GB variants. The battery for Redmi Note 14 Pro, you will get a 5100 mAh battery, and it give you a 45-watt wire charging. And the price, if I can talk about, then you will get around roughly £300 as well for that price. Alright, so number one smartphone under £300 in February 2025 will be a Google Pixel 8a. I know it's a bit expensive, it's coming around £300 to £350, but I'll still suggest that if your budget is £300, please put £30–40 how much you can and get a nice phone, which was from the Google Pixel 8a. The Google Pixel 8a, they launched in last year May in 2024, but if I can talk about the specifications for the Google Pixel 8a, so you will get a 6.1-inch Full HD OLED display with 120 Hz refresh rate, and it's also give you a 2000 nits of brightness as well, and it's also give you Corning Gorilla Glass 3 support as well. It's coming with a aluminium frame and plastic back, and it's also supporting a IP67 water and dust resistance. If I can talk about the camera, so you will get a 2 camera setups in Google Pixel 8a in the back side, which was at 64 megapixels and 13 megapixels as well, and it's also supporting a 4K 60 frames per second, and 1080p you will get up to 240 frames per second as well. The front you will get a 13 megapixels, and it's also supporting a 4K 30 frames per second or a 1080p 60 frames per second as well. So if I can talk about the processor for Google Pixel 8a, so you will get a Tensor G3 processor, which was based on a 4 nanometer, and is coming with a 8GB RAM 128 or 8GB RAM 256GB variant. The battery you will get a 4492 mAh with 18 watt of fast charging, and the price is coming around £300 to £350, but it's an amazing price because Google's are giving up to 7 years of security update, and it's a Google owned phone, so you will get some of the nice AI features as well in Google. Alright guys, so that was the top 5 best Android smartphones from my side under £300. If you like the video, please subscribe the channels to see more videos like this. And if you have any other questions regards to any other tech products, also please put the comments down. Alright guys, so now time to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Take care.